I don't want anybody else. Oh, when I think about you, I touch myself. I touch myself.
Definitely not joining in on that one.
No.
Ooh,
So I used to hear that. I used to hear that song in like Austin Powers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't when I was a kid. Like I didn't get it. And then I got older,
now you
and
get
I was like, oh, I used to sing this song. Like, oh.
Bringing the fembox. Guys, welcome to Real Awkward.
Welcome.
It's the best dang podcast you heard today. My name's Andy.
Today. I'm Amanda.
I am Ashley.
And today's episode is Tricky Ricky from a Licky Sticky Ashley.
What?
What?
You guys said what at the same time?
Hey,
Hey,
Andy.
Dirty.
baby, I got your money.
Don't you worry.
I say, hey.
I said, hey.
What?
We sing that with our kids. That's weird. Have you seen any movies lately?
I saw Halloween Ends, but did I talk about that on the podcast already?
Nobody wants to hear about that.
Yeah, dude, they did Michael Myers dirty, so I don't really know about that one. They it's like a Michael Myers movie without Michael Myers most of the time.
Can you perhaps
What?
enlighten us on your opinions
Uh-huh.
of the Blockbuster show?
Oh God.
You watched it.
Yeah, have you seen it
I
yet?
haven't watched it. No.
It's not worth your time.
We've only seen
Every
few
single thing
episodes.
we talked about in our podcast about Blockbuster and how excited we were that like the ins and outs of Blockbuster would happen and there'd be situational comedy around the movie rental store and blah, blah, blah. It is literally a rom-com about the characters, most of the time not in Blockbuster, and it isn't funny. There's like maybe a couple giggle moments, but other than that, there's no love showed towards Blockbuster. It's not even about that. Now, I haven't finished the series, so maybe some of the episodes will have other moments, but my review of the first 4 episodes is this show is like a 3 out of 10. That's where I'm at right now. So that's how I feel. How do you feel, Ash?
Yeah, so the premise is that they are the last Blockbuster. It's not in Bend, Oregon. It's somewhere in Michigan. And they were notified that all the other Blockbusters shut down, and now they are the last ones. So they have to
couldn't even
figure
leave it
out,
in Oregon.
right?
Yeah, it was weird.
It's like, we all know it's in Oregon.
And it's on like a closed set where there's like a party store across the street and a bar.
Yeah, they're like in a strip mall, and like
Yeah.
all the other businesses are involved in their whatever. So basically, like they have to try to figure out how to exist, even though corporate has completely eliminated themselves from supporting them. Right?
Okay.
So yeah, it's literally just like the employees interacting with each other. And first of all, there are like 6 employees there at all times. There's no
Never.
customers. They
There
literally
is.
show
They're
them
just
helping-
walking around.
They literally show them helping like 2 customers in
Yeah.
the first 4 episodes. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are all these? They don't have enough labor for that. Like, send them home.
That's not how it would have
Send them
worked.
home. Like,
Yeah.
no, not possible. And then
Oh, it's 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. Why are there 6 people here? There should be one person
exactly
doing the job of 4.
Yeah, every single one of them are on staff at all times.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
The computers are DOS,
Yeah.
but there's an employee using a mouse, and I'm like,
Yeah.
does not compute.
No.
Yeah, there's some nitpicky stuff if you were a
Yeah.
Blockbuster employee.
So like I
get
was just
that.
I re-listened to our Blockbuster episode, and I was like, okay, how many of these things we
Yeah.
actually get right? I would say
Right.
the only thing that we like hit on the head is that there are like the stereotypical employees that work there. Like
Sure.
there's the young
Yeah.
kid who doesn't really need the job, or like they just have it because their parents want them to have a job. There's like the older lady who like doesn't need the money, she just does it to have something to do,
Mm-hmm.
and she's
Yeah.
into like, you know, 50 Shades of Grey and whatever, like we mentioned.
There's like the bimbo.
And then there's the guy that like
Yeah.
knows all the movies and like all the obscure movies and he's super into it. And then like the store manager is like gung ho for this store. So like that I think we got right.
Sure.
But like as far as everything else, it's like I don't even really care about the story because I just wanted to watch it for the blockbuster aspect. And that's like a very minute part of it.
Yeah, but even the story of where he's like trying to gain funds to keep the store alive, like that's the catalyst for what's happening, but rarely goes back to the store mattering that much. It's
Yeah,
just,
I feel like they tried to take The Office
yeah.
and put it in Blockbuster, but they don't have like those one-on-one interview moments, which I think would actually enhance
I
it
agree.
a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're just getting all the rest of it.
There's an actor that I forget his name. He plays Percy.
JB Smoove or something like
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't find him funny. I don't like him as an actor, and so like
I think. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I think he's funny when he's like bouncing off of someone else. Like he needs like the straight man to like bounce off of because like
Which he
that guy
has it, but there's not a whole
Interesting.
lot at there. I would just say that it's a lost opportunity. Now, the first episode makes fun of like the corporate world that took out Blockbuster. So like Netflix making fun of itself and customer kind of talking about how they only stream now and blah blah blah, but it doesn't go back to that. Like it doesn't really set in and give you an opportunity to like cherish what Blockbuster was. It's just about these people's lives, and mainly it's about the store manager falling in love with the assistant manager
Yeah.
that he's liked for a long time, and she just had to come back to work because she needed a job for a summer or something like that.
She got a divorce and needed
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm disappointed because I wish that they would have gone a different route. I wish it wasn't a rom-com.
Well,
But-
and I think stuff like that, I think you can successfully have like a romantic comedy in that environment. Like, I mean, to me, it sounds like it was written by people who never worked at a video store.
Right.
Yeah, probably. I think the problem is that the whole reason Blockbuster, the show's supposed to be cool, is because people wanted to remember Blockbuster. Like, that's the whole reason why a show like that, like, when you pitch it, you're like, this is going to be about Blockbuster. We're going to bring it back. And then you make a show where insert any random retail store and you could still
Yeah.
be telling the same story.
Yeah. I really went into it thinking like we're gonna binge this. It's gonna
Yeah.
be so great, and it was definitely like I don't even care if we watch it.
Yeah. It's a very
So,
womp womp for
bummer.
me.
Womp womp.
Yeah. But I think also I can honestly reflect and say I am way more weighted on it because of being a Blockbuster employee. Other people might find it entertaining. They might remember little hints about Blockbuster, blah, blah, blah. The acting's
Well-
not terrible. It's not like it's, it's
Well,
not
to
like
me,
a
like-
soap opera.
If you're going to make a show called Blockbuster, there's certain things you got to get right.
Yeah.
And if the show is about these people who are working at a video rental store, like, you got to get it right. Like,
Well, and it's funny because I don't think that it got the views it needed because they originally had in the thumbnail on Netflix, like just a couple of the actors in their Blockbuster shirts. And then they changed the logo to just a Blockbuster logo to get people to click on the show. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, missed opportunity. I'll finish the series, but I'm just like, there's just so much more you could have done with it or a different direction you could have done with it. So that's my take on it. Amanda, you should watch it anyway and just tell us what you think.
Tell us
though.
what you think. Yeah.
I do plan to watch it.
Yeah.
Because the writers and stuff, like, I think some of the same guys who did like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff are involved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's that same actress, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like that has better writing than this show. So
Yeah, so that's kind of a bummer to hear that it's not very good. But no, I do want to watch it.
the problem
it'll
is
get better.
it's forgettable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like The Office, freaking memorable. Those scenes are memorable, and like the situation they work at a paper company. Like, so like, don't tell me you can't make it entertaining based on where you work.
About
So
a store that sells entertainment.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they could do stuff with Blockbuster. So yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
So that's that. Since we're talking about nostalgia, I have a question for you guys.
Oh,
Go for
Bump Barbara Brown.
What is something that you did growing up that you still do even though it doesn't make sense?
Is this private time? No. No, it still makes sense. Um.
Like something that you're like, I don't know why I still do it this way. I've just always done it like this.
Oh, you made fun
Yeah.
of me the other day. I shook the milk, and you made
you
fun
did
of me.
shake the milk.
I take the milk out of the fridge and I shake it before I pour cereal, before I pour a glass, before anything. I shake the milk, and she made fun of me. She's like, "Why are you shaking the milk?" And I'm like, "To get the sediment."
goes,
She's
"It
like,
settles."
She's like, "There's no sediment in milk. It doesn't work that way." And I was like, "But I've always shook it, so I guess I still shake it."
I don't know what kind of milk
And what's
you were
funny
drinking growing up.
is I took the cap off and then shook it, and then I was
Oh.
mad because I was dumb.
I didn't see that part. Of
Well, it wasn't. So it wasn't a gallon, right? That would have made more of a mess. It's just a half-gallon box, which we only buy. By the way, that's a life hack. Here's something I didn't know until I was in my 30s. Like milk that is in a carton, like a half-gallon carton, will last like 10 times longer than a plastic gallon. It's insane.
Well, once you pop the seal on it, it doesn't last quite as long.
It
But-
seems to for us.
it does.
Yeah.
See,
Well, sure, nothing you open lasts as long as the date
That's
when
fair.
you open
Yeah,
it.
that's fair.
But dude, for milk, like I don't even, I don't buy it anymore. I don't buy milk. Like I don't use it. I end up throwing it away.
Yeah.
I would rather go and like buy a couple of like the little bottles of milk, and for like the random tiny bit of milk I want. But I don't eat cereal. I don't really need it to cook with hardly ever. Lincoln drinks chocolate milk, and so I buy the Costco chocolate milks.
Yeah.
And like that's it. Like I literally just end up throwing it away, and I hate wasting food. So
It's funny because the marketing when we were kids was that milk is everything. It does a body good. All the celebrities, the got milk ads, all the mustache. And then I found out later why they did it. So back during World War II, there was a huge production of milk factories. Like huge. They would supply the war. They would supply everybody with milk. And once it was over, the demand for milk for like 40 years wasn't there. And there was like all of these dairy farms. And they're like, what do we do? There's all these people that invested in milk from a like corporate standpoint. And they're like, dude, we're literally been losing money for like 30 years. What do we do to fix this? So they started ad campaigns about milk to try to get people to drink milk. It was never about doing a body good. It was so that they could just sell milk.
That's what advertising is.
I know, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Anything that has to be advertised is something you don't need.
Well, they did it for beef too, right? Got beef, and they were like trying to really
Every
get
meat
the,
has, like pork,
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
white meat.
yeah,
Like
right.
Foster
right.
Farms chickens. Like,
Yeah, it's just kind of funny though, is that you don't realize it, especially as a kid. You're like, oh yeah, make me big and strong, and it's like doesn't matter, and we're not supposed to have it, right? Like we're not even supposed to be drinking a cow's milk.
yeah, your body can't process it.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I love milk.
I mean, I do too, but I'm just saying, like, there is a lot of lactose intolerant people out, and even a lot of people that are just like, in general, lactose gives them issues.
And I'm glad I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
It's funny because I can have dairy no problem, but like if I sit and drink a glass of milk, I maybe have 2 a year. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
because I'm like eating a piece of chocolate cake or something. Like
Yeah.
And I'm never-
chocolate chip cookies and milk is like
yeah.
When I'm
never
Santa
but I'm
Claus,
never
I enjoy
like yeah.
when I'm Santa Claus. I have a sip.
I'm never like, oh, you know what sounds great today? Milk. Like
Yeah, that's not my go-to. I definitely don't pour a glass of milk just in general, but
Yeah. There's
No.
a time for it.
And but every once in a while I want a bowl of cereal and then I'll have milk. But like cereal gives me problems. A glass of milk doesn't give me problems.
interesting.
So I don't eat that much cereal
Yeah.
anymore
Yeah.
because it gives me problems every time.
But that's so I know we're on a tangent now, but
well, I mean, I can
But-
connect this. I've got
I'm just going to say that was the one thing that I recall recently that I've always done. And then when you made fun of me, I was like, oh, I don't know why I do that.
So, on the topic of cereal, growing up, I was always told, because it was just like the rules in our house,
Yeah.
that you don't eat breakfast after 10 a.m. Like
Interesting.
If 10 a.m. comes around and you have not eaten breakfast yet, you don't eat breakfast. You wait for lunch. And I think it was just like a schedule thing that like my brother had, where it was like, I have to feed you guys lunch. So like if you eat now, you're not going to be hungry for the lunch that I make for everyone.
Yeah.
So like if it 10 a.m. hits, I keep wanting to say 10 p.m. 10 a.m. hits, you don't eat. That's the cutoff.
Yeah, but is that
You couldn't have a snack?
I don't recall. I don't feel like we were a snack house.
Oh God, we're snackers.
Yeah, so are we, and it
I'm still
ruins
not a
meals.
snacker.
Our kids snack all damn day and then never eat any
Yeah.
of the main meals.
I have to cut Lincoln off from snacks at a certain point, but like, yeah, he sometimes I'll be like, "What over for dinner tonight, buddy?" Snacks. I'm like, no.
Like snack.
One thing that I will say that I always did is when I buy cereal, it goes on top of the fridge.
Oh,
The
that's
box goes on the fridge.
interesting.
I have a
Interesting.
full pantry. I have more than enough space.
Is that something that your family did growing up? That's
Yes.
where the cereal went?
Oh, I
Cereal
see.
goes on top of the fridge. And not just that, but the fridge is a usable space.
right
like-
on top.
That is a storage space.
I feel like you're not alone, Amanda. I feel like a lot of people will say this. I feel like a lot of people
Andy-
will say that
Andy
they
used to put stuff on top of the fridge too,
I
and I
did.
remove it.
Yeah,
I don't
did.
like it.
We couldn't
We have-
later because they did the fridge fits like into the cabinetry at my parents' house now.
yeah.
But yes, but man, Amanda, I think a lot of people will also say the same thing for you that cereal or at least something went on top of the fridge, like bread
Yeah.
or
Yeah. When you guys were growing up, where was your butter stored?
always in
In
the
the fridge.
for us.
Okay.
What about you?
Did you ever have butter on the counter?
No.
No.
We never had butter on the counter. What about your peanut butter?
So we never had butter on the counter, but we never had butter. We always had margarine.
we 9 times out of 10 we had. I can't believe it's not Butter's Light.
Oh, that was the go-to.
That was what my parents would buy.
Ours was not Country Crock, the one
We
with
had
the
Imperial.
yes,
Yeah.
that was the one.
Yeah.
It was always Imperial with the crown, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We only had butter, real butter, like rarely. Like sometimes we'd have it, but we never had it out on the counter. And it's funny because like growing up now, there's certain things that I don't want butter on it. I can't believe it's not butter. I want so I'll like if we have cornbread or something, I want the fake stuff.
Is it the
tastes
flavor?
like it's a nostalgia flavor. Like
See,
Yeah, okay, I get
I'm,
I want-
I'm with you on that. I like oh my god, what's it called? Not mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip.
Yep, I like Miracle Whip
Ugh.
better than mayonnaise.
I grew up with Miracle Whip, and I like mayonnaise better. But so back to the butter thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
As an adult, I started buying butter because I was like, why do we never have butter? It's better.
Butter is better.
And I bought
It is
a
better.
Butter Bell,
Yeah, you did.
which you like.
Oh yeah.
You fill it up with a stick of butter. You let it like get to room temperature, and you put it in this cup, and then you fill it with a little bit of water, and then you put it upside down into the cup with the water in it, and it keeps it fresh because the water
Airtight.
Airtight.
keeps it
Yeah.
airtight. So we had that in Washington, and then when we moved, I'm about to sneeze. I put butter in the Butter Bell, and then every time I would go to like get butter, it's moldy.
Yeah.
You have more humidity.
Yes.
Yep. So
It's
you
too
can't-
humid
you
here to
can't-
use a butter
you
bell.
can't do the butter
I'm
bell
so
anymore.
disappointed. So Andy
First
started
world
buying
problems.
tubs of butter again.
I like
So-
tubs of butter better than that though. That was
So
just
they
me.
do make like the spreadable butter, and right out of the fridge, it's not like 100% spreadable. Like
Right. Right.
but it's okay. But no, it's funny because like growing up, my parents wouldn't use a lot of butter because it was expensive, and a tub of like the fake stuff, you'd get a lot more.
yeah.
And so growing up, I didn't use butter to cook a lot of things. And then I got older and I started cooking for myself. And I was like, whoa, whoa, this is a whole different world.
Hold the phone.
And like, Chris will always say that my cooking is great, and I'm like, yeah, it's because I use a ton of butter and salt.
Booter.
Like, same thing with like people like, oh, gourmet chefs, like they cook so much better than I do. Yeah, it's because they're using enough butter and salt to stop your heart.
Ever
Like,
see how much butter
Yeah.
and salt a real chef puts on their food? It's like, whoa.
Oh,
That's
Yes.
today
like way too much.
I made eggs and Ash walks past the pan and she goes, "That's a lot
That's
of
a lot of
butter."
butter.
And I'm
And
like,
he's like, "I'm making
"It's-"
14
I go,
eggs.
"It's perfect for what I'm making."
It's
Well,
go ahead.
and it's like a lot of times we'll have food and like Chris will be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Getting the butter." and I'm like,
Yep, every
and I'm
time.
like, "Oh, I'm my dad now." Because like growing up, my dad would like pre-butter his food.
Andy's
and like,
dad has his own stick of butter at
Yep.
the table
Yep.
to eat with his rolls.
Yeah, if we sit down and we eat a meal, Dad gets his own stick of butter because he'll
okay,
use the
I
whole
don't use
thing.
that much butter.
It
I don't use that
reminds
much
me
butter.
of Wild Hogs when
Yeah.
when Tim Allen eats the whole stick of butter.
I have another thing that's funny because it connects to butter, but growing up, I was always told that when you make macaroni and cheese, you have to put the milk and the butter in first, and then you wait for the butter to melt before you're allowed to put the cheese in,
And that's a lie.
because the cheese would stick to the butter and then it would like make it clumpy. So when I first moved out, I had roommates, and my roommate was making mac and cheese and he put it all in at the same time.
And you were upset.
And I was like,
You're like, "How
what are
dare
you doing?
you?"
You're doing this wrong. Like, don't you know? And like ever since then, every time I make macaroni and cheese, I'm just like, it's okay. It's okay to put the cheese in. It's okay to put the cheese in. I don't know. That's one of my weird things.
with the butter.
Yeah.
I mean, with the mac and cheese.
Yeah, the butter and the mac
It's
and
the
cheese.
butter with the mac and cheese.
You act like we like took a break or something.
Hey, listen. Maybe that will real awkward break time. So I don't know. I don't feel like I'm unique in this, but then I was when Ash, like, I do stuff and Ash is like, "Why do you do that?" I use the pizza cardboard box to put the pizza in and pull it out of the oven, and she thought that was weird.
Wait, you use the pizza box
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like a sheet?
Yeah, but I don't cook it with it on, but I use it as,
He'll like scoot it onto the box to take it out of the oven.
yeah. And then I cut it on the box and serve it like on the box or whatever too.
Interesting.
Yeah. And apparently, so I did a TikTok on this, and I had a couple other people be like, "Yeah, I do the same thing."
I don't know if I would do that.
Well, it's like, I think some people don't think about it, but I guess because you could fold it over, right? That way it wouldn't actually be on the dirty box or whatever.
That's
but-
actually the only thing I was thinking
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the only way I would do that would be I would like open the box, flip it inside out,
Yep.
and then use it, because you're not, I don't think so much about the whole like dirty.
Yeah.
But I think about like if I'm going to cut that pizza on that printed material,
wax. Yeah.
you could eat it. And at least
Yeah.
if you're cutting it on the inside of the box, that's no different than cutting it on the inside of a pizza box at the pizza place.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because that's what they do.
Yeah, true. Oh,
They-
also, I do weird things. Also, I used to, and I don't do it anymore, but your original question was, what do you still do that you,
Yeah.
whatever. I used to microwave Totino's pizzas and wrap them up like a burrito and eat them that way, which was
Blech.
delicious.
I think we talked
Blech.
about that in our pizza episode.
Oh, I bet we did.
We did.
Yeah.
I bet we did, but I
Which
remember.
that's a great episode, so you should definitely go listen to
Yes,
it.
you should check the pizza episode out for sure. Well,
Do you-
is
do you
there
guys
anything else?
Do anything that's not food related?
Oh yeah, sorry. We like to eat.
I'm trying to think.
There, at one point, you called me out on using shampoo or conditioner wrong or something like that.
No.
When he first got together, I thought I was using it wrong.
No.
Well, I never used to use conditioner at all.
Oh,
And-
I probably called you out on that one.
yeah, Amanda probably
Probably.
did. So there was that, but I can't think of anything else that's strange.
I don't know. I'm trying to think because, like, I know that, everybody has, like, I hate to say it this way, trauma things that
Yeah,
they do
sure.
that their parents taught them. And I know for a long time growing up, I was really, especially when we lived together like a million years ago, I was like a freak about like dishes in the sink.
Oh, right,
because
sure.
that was a big thing with my family.
Yeah.
And then I got older and it was like the opposite. And I'm like, fuck the dishes. Like, I don't. And So I don't know. I'm trying to think about for me growing up. It's like there's two things that like my parents used to do that I do is like a ledge is a place for anything. Like the top
right.
of the china cabinet, put something up there. The top of the dryer, put something up there. Like, and I think it's just because we had no space.
Yeah.
Sure,
And-
that's different though.
And the problem is sometimes I forget where I put things. And so it's like, yeah, I don't know, find out if something's up there. Like, and then this is just like, because I think my mom would Christmas shop like almost all year. Like she would just slowly shop for everybody. And I think it's mostly just because she couldn't afford to do it all in one go. And so now like, that's what I do. So like starting like August, September, I just kind of slowly start buying gifts for everyone. Like, and I know it can be maddening sometimes, like, because like I'm done with most of my family, and Chris was like, Jesus, like,
Oh, I'm
where did all
bad.
these gifts come from?
I always procrastinate.
Andy's out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm getting stuff like the last week before Christmas most
Yeah.
of the time.
Not me.
I don't know why. Oh, I also do a weird thing. And it's pretty minute. Like most people, it wouldn't matter either way, but I've been called out on it a couple times. When I open a can, beer, soda, whatever, I don't pull the tab all the way.
You don't.
Oh,
push
yeah,
it
you
in all the
don't.
way.
I click it, and once I hear it pop, I'm done. And so if you look at all my cans, you can almost see the lid still attached to it, and I'm just like sipping out of like half of it.
Do you guys tap the top of the soda can before you open it?
I do if it's been shook. If it's been shakeded.
How do you know? Maybe.
I don't. Most of the time it hasn't got me in the face. Oh, that was so funny when it got Cam in the face that one time though. She opened it up and it like sprayed her in the
Oh,
face.
yeah.
She was really upset. She figured out what happens when you shake a can, but yeah, those are just like little things though. I can't think of
Yeah.
anything else that I do that I've always done either from a kid
Now
or a
you're
teenager.
gonna think about it. You're gonna do something. You're gonna be like,
Yep.
"That's something I could have talked
Yeah.
about."
Yeah. I at least stopped standing up to wipe. When I was a kid, dude, I thought you had to stand up to wipe, and all I was doing was smushing it back between the cheeks.
Ew.
And I was like, one day, I don't know who it was, but I was probably like pretty damn close to a teenager, and someone's like, you know, you could do that sitting down still on the toilet. I was like, what? Get out of town.
Andy has a lot of opinions on bathroom habits.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We could do a whole episode on Andy's bathroom habits.
Yeah, we should.
I
No,
know
we
that
shouldn't.
I'm not
Patreon
interested in that.
exclusive.
I'm not interested. Yeah, Patreon exclusive Andy's bathroom habits.
I know that I do, like, I know some people do it, but like, I have people, it's like 50-50 that like when people hear that I do it, they're like, that's weird. I brush my teeth in the shower.
See, I've heard about that, but it seems weird to me for some reason.
Okay, I literally only do it because I just started doing it to save time.
Well,
Like-
it makes perfect sense. I don't know why more people don't brush their teeth in the shower. Like, you should literally have your toothbrush and toothpaste in the shower.
Well, you should brush your teeth for 2 minutes, right?
Sure.
And that's 2 minutes of a longer shower where you're using way more water than if you were to brush your teeth in the sink.
But I don't because
Oh, I
I
wanna-
keep the
Because you
faucet
leave
on.
the water running, which is ridiculous.
The whole time.
There's a thing.
Yep.
Why?
I have the faucet
Why?
on the entire time I
It
brush
doesn't
my
make any
teeth.
sense.
Because at any given moment, I don't want to have to turn it
You
on.
know what? On
I want to be able to put my bristles.
on our toothpaste container, it literally says, "Save water. Turn it off when
Yeah.
you're brushing your teeth."
Nope.
There's no reason.
I
You don't
keep
need
it on.
extra water.
I like
I
it
think
hot.
for me, like, my shower takes like a minute to heat up. So, like, it just runs for a couple minutes. And so, what I do is, like, I get in the shower and, like, I stand there while I've turned the shower head so it's, like, not hitting me.
Yeah.
And it's, like, running. And I'm just standing there brushing my teeth.
See, so I guess I already know the answer to you because it's warm, but do you brush your teeth with cold water or warm water?
I put warm water on my toothbrush.
You're not supposed to. Did you know that? You're not supposed to wet your toothbrush before you brush your
Yes,
teeth.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I don't
Why?
like it.
So it dilutes the toothpaste. The whole reason
Yeah.
you're supposed to use toothpaste is because it's supposed to be an abrasive that cleans your teeth. So when you put water on your toothbrush, it dilutes the toothpaste and it does less of a good job brushing your teeth.
Did you know that you know how like everybody thinks of like toothpaste on a toothbrush as like this big huge amount of toothpaste
you're
that's like
supposed
the
to be
full
pea-sized.
bristles?
Yep.
Yeah, and you could even use half of that
It's
amount.
actually worse for your teeth to use
Too
too
much?
much toothpaste.
Yes. Yeah, and they only did that so you would use more, so you have to buy more.
It's
Yeah.
funny because you guys all know we watch the damn Aquafresh commercials where it's a huge goop
Okay.
on the toothbrush. Yeah.
Aquafresh was like groundbreaking toothpaste. Okay,
Because it was
like,
colorful.
do you remember? Well, do you remember that? Like before they had it in the squeeze bottle, it was
Yeah.
like a counter-mounted toothpaste container, and you'd like press down on the top,
Yeah.
and like the swirls were like perfect
I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
magic.
When I was a kid, I feel like our family used Aquafresh exclusively, and they were mouthwash people. And then I found out you're not supposed to use mouthwash.
You're not.
No. Mouthwash kills all the good bacteria that's in your
Oh.
mouth as well. So it's like
That makes sense.
there's no
I
win.
don't use
dude.
it.
How are we supposed to be fresh? And then somebody also said we're not supposed to do anything. You just brush your teeth with water and you should be good. That's it. You don't need
Did you
toothpaste.
know-
You don't need anything.
Now we're just spouting facts about cleanliness, but did you know that cold water will clean more germs off your hands than hand sanitizer?
That makes sense.
It's more effective to use cold water to wash your hands than it is to use hand sanitizer.
It's-
Even though we think hand sanitizer is a substitute for washing your hands.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not that good.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Interesting.
I got nothing.
It was a good question,
I'm
though.
spent.
It's a good start. It's a good start to the conversation there. Do you have anything that you do?
I literally told you.
Oh,
multiple
you said
things.
macaroni and cheese, right?
Yeah,
Is that it?
I told you the 10 a.m. breakfast thing.
Oh, that's what I wanted to go back to.
Okay.
So, are you still like that though? Like if
it's ingrained in my head.
so, like if it's after 10, you're like can't do no breakfast no more. Because I cook breakfast at 10 on Sundays and we eat
I
it.
don't wait that long to eat.
Yeah.
I eat first thing in the morning,
I
whether
don't,
it's
and I know that's
6:30
bad
or it's
for
9
me.
o'clock.
I don't. Sometimes I won't even eat breakfast. I'll just eat lunch. I think we talked about this too already, but I feel like it just makes my whole body sluggish if I don't eat, but I don't do it. I don't know why. I should fast.
I don't know. It's a habit for me. When I was
I should try
when I was
fasting.
in high school, I wouldn't eat before school, and in first period, I would always be like sick to my stomach, like running to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to eat something in the morning. So I started eating like buttered toast every morning before school.
Buttered toast. And you used to go
Yeah.
get bagels.
Yeah, but that was
Mm-hmm.
like 10:30 break time.
Oh, but
I
that's
don't-
breakfast.
No, it was. I already had
It's a
the
snack.
second breakfast. Second breakfast.
What about second breakfast?
I think for me, like I'm not, I can't just like wake up and eat a full breakfast. Like I'm going to wake up, probably drink some water and have like, like something little, maybe granola
Yeah,
bar or
yeah.
like something easy. And then I'll eat a slightly larger lunch around, 10, 11 o'clock or and it's hard because like my work schedule is bananas, but like, sometimes if I'm able to like have a full breakfast, but I usually just like in my mind, I'm like, I need 10 grams of protein for breakfast. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need just enough protein to get me a little bit because then 11, 12 o'clock is going to come. I'm going to eat lunch.
Isn't it supposed to be the other way around though? Aren't you supposed to eat breakfast as the biggest meal of the day?
Yeah.
I would vomit.
Well,
That would
that's-
not work
And
for
that's
me.
how I
Dinner's
feel.
supposed to be your smallest meal, but we always make that the biggest one.
Well, and my lunch, I eat the weirdest amount of meals a day, but like sometimes I try to have lunch be like a big meal because then for dinner, maybe we'll have little light stuff. But, I don't know. It's like, it's so random anymore.
I don't.
But-
I heard, and it's different because all our culture in America eats at like 6, but over in Europe they eat at 9 o'clock at night and then go straight to bed.
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry. When my kids go to bed before 9. Like, when do
Right.
they
Yeah.
eat dinner?
Right.
See, that's something that my parents ingrained in me. Dinner is at 5.
Yeah.
Period.
In
Dinner
our house
is at
growing up,
5.
It was lunch at 12 and dinner at 6. That's
Yeah,
it,
like
every day.
my mom and dad worked early. And so my dad would get home from work at like 2:30, 2-ish, and then he would make dinner or we would make dinner, and then my mom would get home at like 4:45. And it was like she would change her clothes and we would eat dinner. So growing up, dinner was at 5 o'clock. So then I'd go to my friend's parents' house and like they'd be like, "Oh, come over for dinner," and it's like 8 o'clock, and I'm
I'm
like,
starving.
"When is dinner?"
Yeah, that's a weird. That's too late.
Yeah.
Like 8 o'clock is way too late for dinner for sure.
Yeah.
Apparently, it
I
doesn't
don't-
matter what time you eat.
No, I
Like-
thought that you're supposed to eat before a certain time so that your body has a chance to metabolize better at night.
No, you're. I heard
I heard.
that your body doesn't know what time it is. It's irrelevant to your body.
Well,
what
time
you eat.
is irrelevant. We made it up.
Exactly.
I just know that I can't go to bed on like with a rock in my gut. Like I cannot go to bed with like a full belly of food. I will say one other thing that my parents like instilled in us, like the whole 10 o'clock thing. If you are going to take a nap, you need to go to your bed.
Yes, please.
This one is a point of contention.
Amen.
A nap is taken in your bed. And in my family, if you were going to lay down on the couch, you just need to go to your bed. Like
Yes, exactly. If you're that tired, get up and go to bed.
go to bed. And like napping was not approved in my family. We did not sleep in. You do not sleep in. You don't take naps. But if you do need a nap, it better be in your bed.
That's so funny
Like-
because Ash
Andy's
hates our family.
Andy's family is the
Hates it.
complete opposite.
We will nap randomly
Whenever,
during the
wherever.
day on the couch, on the chair, whatever, and it's just
I
like and it's
hate
just
that.
us. We're just doing our own thing. It's my life. I'm taking a nap, and she is like mad.
It's aggravating.
She's like mad that we're taking a nap.
You know what
So
it is? It's that.
you know what?
You want to say what it is for you?
No, that's yeah. Go ahead.
It's somebody else is sharing the space with you. Their presence is there, but there is no interaction with them. Like you're cut off. Like I guess I don't know how to explain it, but
Why
like,
is it okay on Thanksgiving Day for Grandpa to take a nap, like on the couch?
It
after
isn't.
he
it's
eats his-
not.
It's not
It isn't.
okay. It is okay. I need to get our listeners on this one. Is it okay to take a nap after you eat a good meal?
No.
Meals are relevant.
Go to bed. Go to
If you
bed.
want to take a nap, exit the room.
I feel that the only people who get a pass are grandma and grandpa because they're old.
They literally
But
can't keep
it's-
themselves awake.
It's yes. It makes me and it's me. Like it has nothing to do with anybody else. It's me. It makes me uncomfortable because I feel that I can't be regular volume.
I have to
I feel that-
mind you because you're
I
taking
feel
a
that
nap.
I have to be quiet because I don't want to wake you up when you chose to take a nap in a common living area.
It's funny though because most people take a nap because they found themselves in the most comfortable position at that moment and their body was like, I'm ready to rest. So back in the
Like-
day, you didn't go to bed. You napped on a bag of beans or rice or wherever your body was like, okay, I'm going to take a nap now. That
I'm
has not
shutting
left
down
our
now.
DNA.
Yeah, but you were probably not just chilling on a bag of beans.
I'm just saying,
Like-
I personally
you were probably
think
like physically picking those beans.
Also,
The
you were
way-
probably not sitting on that bag of beans and socializing and then suddenly fell asleep and
That's-
the other person's like, oh, well, I was in the middle of a sentence, but I guess you're not paying attention.
well, maybe
Yeah.
you should look at me closer as my eyes roll
But
into
that's
the
what I
back
hate.
of
Is
my
like
head.
we're watching something and he's asleep and I go to turn to say something. It's like, and you're
but
out.
that's the problem. Is you're not mad I'm napping. You're mad that I'm not there to entertain you anymore.
because you're in a social area.
You're in a common area.
You're in a
you-
common area. Exactly.
Yeah, but a common area doesn't necessarily have to not be a spot that you can't rest.
Here's my question. If you're asleep in
Yeah.
a common area
Yep.
and somebody wakes you up,
Yeah.
like somebody's being loud,
Yeah.
do you get pissy about it?
No, I don't get mad. I get mad if you fuck with me. That's different.
I I don't know. I beg to differ.
I wouldn't be mad if you were just watching a show
I
or
think
listening
the roll
to...
over and huff and puff is a pretty clear signal that you're mad.
Wait, that's in bed.
No. Like if you're on the couch, like you'll
That's
be like,
pretty rare. But when someone, okay, I cannot be the only person. When you're in that like comfortable state, everything is bliss. You're in nirvana, and then someone's like, they're messing with you on purpose. Like, you know, your dad is like the king of like shoving his finger in your mouth or your ear or messing with
because
you.
growing up, napping was not a thing. My family did not nap. Napping is unproductive. That's what you do at nighttime when it's time to shut down, not in the middle of your day when you could be doing things.
Yeah, but you do it
if
because
you're that tired, you need to go to bed.
You're not doing
which
it.
It's something that I struggle with, where it's like it's not okay for me to rest. My self-worth is dependent on how productive I am.
Yeah.
So for me to take a nap, I'm like, that makes me freaking worthless. Like,
But at some point, you and I have come to a compromise where you're like, I get that I'm upset because I don't ever want to rest, but you can't be mad at someone else.
right, but I feel like you're an equal partner in our household, so like I feel like you should put in as much as I do. And I know that's ridiculous, and I'm not saying that like I'm holding you to this, but I also hate people sleeping on couches because I'm like, that's not what couches are for. You're ruining the couch. They're not meant to be slept on.
Yeah, you get mad when someone sleeps on your
Don't
couch.
ruin my couch.
No, I mean, like if it's overnight and we've set them up for that, but if it's just like the
Yeah.
nap. So like my sister is a perfect example. You'll be having a conversation with her and you'll turn and she'll just be straight up dead to the world and she'll be asleep for like 2 hours. But then if you ask her a question, she'll be like, I'm up right now. I'm listening to everything.
I literally placed bets on Andy's dad last Thanksgiving at what time he would fall asleep on the couch.
But dad falls asleep, gaping maw open, loudest snore.
But
That's
it was
my dad.
It's
Yeah.
obviously Andy. I hope you're able to at least recognize which families it was okay to take naps and which families it was not okay to take naps.
100%. But think about this for both of you ladies. I know you don't like it, but just know you had the privilege to be at our house, take a nap, and no one would fucking care.
So I definitely think
They wouldn't judge you.
But
They would
you
let
have
you
to
rest.
know. You have to know that is ingrained. That's hardwired in our brains.
you
now.
guys are both messed
I don't.
up.
I cannot.
in the
I
nature
cannot.
versus nurture argument, I'm
There-
leaning more towards the nurture side.
You guys
There-
have PTSD because people were like, "Get your ass up, you lazy piece of shit."
I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
Where
yeah.
meanwhile
but like,
at our house, they were like, "It's okay to rest your head.
it's okay to do absolutely nothing
it's
with your
okay
life.
to just chill out."
well, and it's
You
very much like
anxiety-driven
right.
crazies.
do nothing.
I think for me, like, if somebody's gonna take a nap on the couch, like, if I'm just like watching TV and I doze off, and like something loud and I get woken up, like, I'm not mad about that. I'm like, oh, guess I fell asleep. Like, that happens, right?
But isn't
That's
that
life.
the exact same thing?
But I do not like get a blankie and like roll over and like this is a good spot, and because to me that's like the living space, and because I put it on myself, but I'm very like aware and like self-conscious of how I am affecting those around me, and I like so the idea of me sleeping and people feeling like they can't make noise stresses me out to the point where I'm like, I just won't nap. Like,
You see, you
I
guys
can't.
put way too much weight on what other people think. That's the problem.
I also don't understand the like. Andy will be like, I didn't come up to bed because I fell asleep. Like, how did you get yourself in a comfortable enough position to fall asleep? If you knew you were that tired, why would you not just get up and go to bed?
yeah.
I just that's the world, man.
well,
I
I think-
find the weirdest spots that get comfortable and
Right,
then
and
I'm
I
out.
think that it lends itself to your ability to like just fall asleep like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like I have to be like in the most comfortable position, like in the
friends
best
have to
scenario.
be on in the background.
Yeah, well, you know, we all have our things.
Yeah.
I don't have a fan. I have friends.
Yeah.
This is so true. This is so true.
I mean, it's interesting is like sometimes I'll fall asleep on the couch like, late at night, and it's never for too long, but I'll fall asleep and then I wake up, and we also don't have like our couches in our living room are not like sleeping couches.
Yeah, they're not sprawl out couches.
Yeah,
They are
neither
not.
are ours, but somehow.
But like, see, for me, like, I want to feel comfortable on my couch. Like, I want to be able to like, just like kind of like lounge out. But even as kids, like, we did not. If we were gonna like have like a movie night and like stay in the living room all night, we would all sleep on the floor. Like, we would make like a big bed on the floor.
Sure.
Like, it was not. You don't. It's like no, you don't sleep on the couch. Like,
I
apparently,
think
that just wasn't an option.
It's different for me because in my home, you come as you are. If you need a rest, you want to do whatever you want to do. I'm not upping your shit. You just
If
do
you
what
hear
you
your
want to
family.
do and relax. But when I go to other people's houses and they're like, "Hey, come to my wonderful house, but don't ever fucking close your eyes, you piece of shit." Like, I'm like, wow, okay.
Like,
I
we're
guess-
that boring, huh?
Yeah.
We're that boring.
It's so funny because you have these people that are like, I want to chat. And if we don't chat, that means we didn't have any significant time together. And it's like, you know what? Spending time in a room together is also okay. Even
Not
if you don't
we're all
talk.
asleep.
It's wonderful. We do it in bed. We do it on
Agree
the
to
couch.
disagree.
yeah.
We do it all now anyway, while we're all just staring at our phones and not saying a word.
I
to
can
each other.
change my macaroni habits. I will never concede.
Amanda, where can people tell us their opinion on things that you do that are weird? Whatever. That's the title of this episode.
Things you do that
Come
are
tell
weird.
us, is it okay to take a nap on the couch? Yes or no? Come check out our Instagram
No
at
or
Real Awkward Pod.
no.
Yeah. No or absolutely
that's
not.
what you put on the Instagram, the poll, no or no.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. No, absolutely not. Instagram.com/Real Awkward Podcast. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. You can $3 a month get you exclusive episodes and some other cool stuff.
And a hug.
And yeah, apparently hugs from Andy because that's
we
a thing.
added hugs to the tier.
And that's what I got.
Yes.
Bingo bango.
All right. Well, I'm going to go take a nap.
On the
Would.
couch.
I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.